Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the things I wish I knew before I started dental school. If you are a current dental student or if you're thinking of applying to dental school, congratulations. You must have really done well in your studies to get to where you are today. And I just want to remind you that it is not a decision that you take lightly, because it is at least 5 years of your time that you're investing into the degree, and let alone a lot of university courses for dentistry are postgrad these days. So it also requires a lot of monetary funding that goes into it. So whether you have someone helping you to fund your studying, or you are taking out a student loan, it is a very, very big decision. So I hope that you've done all the research that you can and all the homework that you can before you make that application or decide to accept the offer if you have received an offer. The first thing I wanted to say, if you are thinking of becoming a dentist or dental hygienist, is that I hope money is not the driving force for your wanting to get into the profession, because money as the motivation can only get you so far, and it's not going to be worth the amount of time and investment that you put into studying the degree. And also, people always think that dentists make a lot of money, but the reality is that not all dentists make a lot of money. I think if you just type into Google average salary of dentists in Australia, you are coming back with a figure of anywhere between 150k to 250k. That might seem like quite a lot of money to some people, but bear in mind that a lot of your income will be going straight to the tax office, and also there's a lot of expenses related to the profession as well, such as your professional indemnity insurance, your professional membership if you join any of your dental associations and stuff like that, as well as any income protection insurance that you might want to pick up, because it is quite a high risk job, which I will delve into a little bit later in this video. And you also have to continuously upskill yourself with continuous professional development. That's actually part of your requirement. And if you do want to become a good dentist, one that stands above the average dentist, you will have to invest money and time into those courses. And sometimes you even have to travel interstate or even overseas to attend congress or summits and things like that. So if money is your priority, there's a lot of ways that you can make an equivalent amount of money for less effort. All right, and the second reason why I don't think you should apply to dental school is don't do it if it's someone else's goal and not yours. We have, my background is Chinese. I was born in China and I grew up in Singapore, and I have very strict, typical Chinese parents. They grew up in the era where it was post-World War II, and they grew up in poverty essentially. My mom couldn't go to university until later in life, and she really, really wanted to set me up with good education system and a good secure job. And that was one of the reasons why I did dentistry, but it wasn't the main reason. The main reason I decided to go into dental school was actually that I went to a open day in the Singapore's National University, where I could watch current dental students spend a day. And I see that they were working with people, they were working with their hands, they were helping people, and it just seemed like a fitting job role for me because as a child I did a lot of cross stitch and I really enjoy working with my hands. I also do enjoy problem solving, which is a big part of what dentistry is about. I remember one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid was Detective Conan. And just gathering pieces of information, gathering evidence and putting all the problems together and arriving at a solution was just quite enjoyable to me. Coming back to it being someone else's goal, I've actually seen a lot of students that I went to uni with that did dentistry because dentistry was a second option to medicine and they couldn't get into medicine, or because dentistry was something that they could do because they had good grades. But what a lot of those students found was that because they didn't have the specific goal of doing dentistry or becoming a dentist themselves, they ended up leaving the course halfway or leaving the profession shortly after they started working. And that's quite a price to pay at the end of the day if you were to invest so much time and energy into studying to become a dentist or doctor for that matter, and in the end you don't follow through with the profession. So one thing I highly recommend that you do before you get into dental school or even think about applying to dental school is to do some job shadowing at existing dental clinics. There are a lot of dental clinics that are quite open to having people come and shadow, especially for young aspiring, students that are in high school. The dentist that I work at, which is Aura Dental, they have had students come on board to do shadowing, and we get to spend a week with the student. The student gets to see what we do for in a day's work, and that gives you a first person perspective on what you're signing up for at the end of the day. And it's not just for dentistry. Like, I would suggest anyone who wants to get into any industry that involves a decent amount of studying to do some form of job shadowing or internship in that specific industry, just so that you get a taste of what it's like to be working as one of those professionals. And that way you know what you're signing up for and you don't have to feel like, oh, this isn't right for me only after you've graduated or only after you've started working. Another tip or advice that I have for you if you're currently going through dental school is that I would suggest, if it's possible for you, to not work too much in your spare time, and instead try and level up your soft skills if you can, so that you can get a head start when you've actually finished the degree. For example, I was working 2 jobs when I was in second year of my dental school, and that took up a lot of my time and energy, and I was struggling with my end of year exams. I actually had to resit one of my papers, and that was a challenging year for me, because if I had not passed the resit exam, I would have had to repeat the whole year, which is money and time and your opportunity cost of graduating 1 year later as well. And by soft skills, I mean things like being able to talk into a camera, for example, or your public speaking skills. There are lots of options that you can do online courses for. There's a lot of free materials. YouTube is a great platform for getting those contents. After all, YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world after Google. And I think with the start of AI, you can get a lot of value out of videos, and also just reading at people's blogs, looking at people's journey. And these information are all available to us, which is a step up from what I used to have when I was going through dental school. And you have to be prepared for lots of changes that will come in the years to come after you finish dental school, or even while you're still at dental school, because technique is always changing and getting improved. Technology is getting more advanced and being improved as well. And with regards to communication, God, where do I begin? There is a lot to learn in communication, and I can't stress that enough. And if you've made it to this part of the video, please do check out my podcast. It's called The Likeable Dentist. It's available on Spotify. It's a platform where I host it with my co-host David, and we talk about effective communication in the healthcare industry. But it's not limited to the healthcare industry, because everyone, I think, at the end of the day could benefit from having good communication skills, because that's what helps you build good, meaningful relationships with people. And those relationships we build in life are what keeps us going and keeps us happy and feeling fulfilled, in my opinion. Moving on to my next point, I also do highly recommend that while you're a dental student, start connecting with other dentists or even specialists. Quite often, there are CPDs that are available to dental students at a fraction of the cost that dentists have to pay in order to attend. And there's a lot of free resources, and also specialists are quite often holding little get-togethers at their office, and students can attend for free. And that's a great opportunity to get connected and get a head start in the profession. Because once you start working as a dentist, you'll realize that what university teaches you is really not enough to get you to start working independently. We know that for medicine training, the doctors have to go under the supervision of a senior doctor for another 2 years after they finish medical school. But for dentistry, as of now in 2025, or at least when I graduated, you didn't need to be supervised for X amount of time before you can start working independently. But that may change in the future, in the years to come, because the confidence levels and your problem solving skills are just not quite there yet, and there will be a lot of cases that you haven't seen before. You may find it difficult to diagnose a problem or diagnose a pain, and you don't really want to make too many mistakes. We know that everyone makes mistakes, but within dentistry, it is unfortunately not very forgiving, and once you are a full-fledged practicing dentist, you are at risk of being sued or have a complaint made against you by a patient, and all those are very stressful events to go through, and I would hate for anyone to have to go through that, especially in their early career, because it really does shake your confidence. Alright, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more of such content, or if you have any suggestion about what type of videos you'd like to see, please leave a comment down below or send me an email at info@thelikeabledentist.com.au. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!